On Legion of here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our Daily Gaming XP Grind episode 46. And we're going to go over a quick XP update as we've been doing quite a bit behind the scenes. So our attack is 274,000 XP. Woodcutting is 870,000 XP, which is actually quite significant. We've been working on this quite a bit. We've cleared out lots of forest, and the entire game in this area looks so different. So we're actually excited about the landscape that we've created. Construction 2,004,000 XP, runecrafting 481,000, magic 57,862. We've worked on that just a little bit. We've got mining at 4,051,000, artisan at 3,760,000, and cooking at 183,000 XP. So now that we've just popped back out, we've got a warband attacking our base, and we're going to go ahead and take care of them really quick, and then also show you. You can see lots of trees are gone now, and we actually cleared this entire mountain back there. It's completely empty of all trees, except the right-hand side, which we haven't made it that far yet. But ultimately, it's been quite a process, and you would think that we would have got a lot more XP from that, but it doesn't really matter, because essentially, we're just going to keep grinding and keep working at it, and we've got lots of time till Valhalla comes to the game, as well as range. So, like I always say, hopefully they come out with new monsters with range. I don't think they will, but I can always hope. So, hopefully that does happen, as I have killed the same creatures over and over again, and I think it would just be quite nice to have new creatures. They actually did quite a bit of damage to me right there, and it didn't say the warband has stopped attacking. So, now we've got another problem, as we only have 6 life left. So, if that ranger hits us, it potentially could kill us. So hopefully we can eliminate all these guys really quick and finish them off. Where'd that ranger go? There he is, trying to get me from the side. I can't believe we survived that, as ultimately we really didn't stand a good chance once we lost as much life as we did. So we are going to start clearing a little bit more trees. So that's what we're going to be working on. We've already got our woodcutting potions with us. And there's a little bit of tree here and there that we'd like to clear out. I guess we'll work this way. So we still obviously got to work on rune crafting, but I think we're making incredible progress. We're spending a little bit more time lately working behind the scenes. And that's, I think, ultimately because we realize if we want to obtain 1 million woodcutting XP, we're going to have to start progressively working on that a lot more, right? So we've been actually clearing a lot of the logs on the ground too. And the reason for that ultimately being that we can't leave all these things just lying on the ground. One, it irritates us to sort of look at these, but at the same time, we said that potentially when you cut down trees, it makes it easier for the game to load with the graphics card and all the different things that your computer's trying to access. But I think when you leave all the trees on the ground, I don't really know that that's any better for it, right? Because that obviously takes a lot of, memory, potentially, or graphics and stuff like that. So I want to make sure I pick up all these loose things on the ground, destroy things that we really don't need, as we want the game to run as efficiently as possible. And that is just my speculation. I've got no actual proof of that. But just for the sake of the possibility that it could help improve the game in running, we definitely want to do that. So I think there's a lot we still need to do before Valhalla comes to the game. And I think that we're on the right path to make that happen. So we're just having a good time with it. Ultimately, we've actually decided to start putting all of our logs inside of the chests. So we've got one chest completely full, the special one that you make out of the bloodlight logs. So that's actually quite crazy, and we've already started filling another one. So I think we're making incredible progress in regards to woodcutting, and it's just going to take time. And I think that's also why we've been putting more time in behind the scenes, because a lot of these different things do take time. So if you don't put in the time, it's not going to happen. Let's see if I can kill this rat behind this tree. I don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, we were sort of just waiting anyway. This has to respond. So I guess we'll go knock down some more trees while we're waiting. We've got our woodcutting potion activated, which is going to be really important because we want to get the most XP that we possibly can. And looking at it, I really don't think you get a ridiculous more amount of XP when you're using a potion, but we obviously still want to do it, as that would benefit us the most ultimately. I think it looks like it might just actually be giving us 1 XP each swing extra. So I guess ultimately it wouldn't be a ridiculous amount, but if you sort of multiplied it by how many trees we're going to have to get rid of in a game, and just how much time we're going to have to spend. You could probably say you're going to save yourself potentially a couple hundred trees that you would have to cut. Something like that. I'm not quite 100% sure. But anything saved is definitely good. It just means less time doing it and more time focusing on getting the XP that you're going to want. I thought those were cows out there, but that's actually the rune essence sort of floating in the air. So let's go ahead and kill some more rats. Look at all the rats out here. We've got chickens. And the reason we're doing this, it's a pretty important because we're trying to also get cooking resources. That's something we've been doing while we're woodcutting, which is going to be very important as cooking is just a ridiculous thing and it takes a really long time to level up. One thing I was sort of concerned about looking over that way is, did those trees grow back? I don't think they did. Once you get rid of the root, I'm pretty sure they don't grow back. Hopefully they don't, because I've been spending a lot of time trying to get this all cleared. And from what I know, to my knowledge, they don't actually grow back. So we don't want them to do that, as that we can sort of create our own landscape in a game and sort of change the way it looks. But ultimately, it's crazy. I don't know. We've just been grinding and grinding, and wood cutting is one of those skills. Like, if we had been working on artisan behind the scenes, we would have a ridiculous amount of XP. But because it's just wood cutting and it takes so long, it's just, you see a lot less in the way of results. But we're going to have to kill this goblin, because ultimately he's in a way, and he's just going to end up fighting us and disturbing us anyway. So we are going to have to kill this goblin warrior. So now that he's dead, we can actually go ahead and blow up these 2 logs right here. That's actually going to be another fun project. I mean, I sound sort of crazy, I guess, but going back and getting rid of all the logs that we sort of cut as we got rid of the roots that we just sort of left on the ground because we were trying to make progress. Look at that. They're perfectly aligned, 2 trees standing there. So we're obviously going to have to get those 2. But this sort of irritates me, just seeing all these like trees lying everywhere. It bothers me quite a bit. So I've got to start doing something about it. And then obviously our inventory fills up rather fast as well. But that's probably because we've got 68 berries in our inventory, which is completely unnecessary. So that's taking up a little bit more space as well. Looks like our character is going to need to rest soon as well. So a lot going on for sure. But we spend quite a bit of time actually in this area. And I think that's primarily because there's a lot of good ingredients you can get for cooking and flax and things like that that don't necessarily put you in a rough situation, because the higher areas you go, obviously that's going to create more problems. You're going to have high level creatures. They're going to slow down your progression. So obviously, yes, they're going to provide better XP, but in the long run, I think it slows you down quite a bit. So I don't know. I mean, I'm really excited for range to come to the game, right? And I know a lot of you guys are as well. But I think the biggest thing is no new creatures. But it's still going to be fun to be able to use range, as it's super efficient. And I like magic quite a bit, but I think I actually like range is my favorite skill to use when using combat. And I think that's going to be one of the skills in the game that I sort of level up faster than probably anything else, because it's just so easy. You sort of just have the arrows in your inventory and you sort of just run and gun, right? You're just shooting everything, killing it all, and getting large amounts of XP. So I'm quite excited about that. And I don't know, it's still quite a bit of ways away, right? So that's another issue all in itself. I mean, I guess not horribly far away, but it still is far away. So I think we're going to kind of jump the track a little bit here and start focusing on collecting a little bit of cooking materials here, just because I've been doing this behind the scenes, the wood cutting, and I'm sort of wood cutted out for right now. So I think I'm just going to create a different blend of different things that we're going to be doing. It's going to be crazy once we completely get rid of all the trees. It's obviously going to take quite a bit of time, but it's just the best time to start is right now. Whatever it is in a game that you're working on and the project that you've got going, just make sure you're committed to it and that you just stay the course, because that's how you're going to accomplish it. And I think it's really important. And obviously, as time went on when we played this game, it was just a progression. So look at this, look at the hill. I mean, that's rewarding right there. I mean, it's crazy. So we've got a lot of trees that we still got to get, but I think we've got so many of them. And you can see that it completely changed the landscape of the game. but I think it's quite crazy. Like, I think that's quite an accomplishment right there. So, I don't know, it's exciting to me anyway. But let's get back to skilling, shall we? So, I guess I'll cut this tree down. I'm right here. I know I just said we were going to take a break. You can never outrun it, right? Whatever you're focusing on, you're going to start to zone in on, and it's going to really take away your attention and just sort of create this thing where you feel like you've got to do it. So we are going to use a teleporter pad and a lodestone, I should say. I guess it doesn't really matter how you say it, but we are going to be going to a place where we can get a lot of cooking resources. I'm pretty sure I've done this before in another video, and we're also going to be leveling up magic as well. We've got lots of rats that sort of surround this little barn right here, so we're going to be taking advantage of this because there's just a ridiculous amount. And then I noticed when you walk away, I don't know why, but a bunch more rats just sort of pop up, so that can be beneficial. Then there's tons down here, so if you're looking for rats, I think they just drop. It's the scraps, right? Which it takes so many of those to actually create the resource final product. But ultimately, you are getting the meat. So I think that's really important as well when you're working on cooking. So many trees we've still got to cut down. But I think we made incredible progress in such a short time. But I think it's important to stay dedicated. Anybody who's played the other RuneScape, either old school or regular, right? RuneScape 3, knows that basically what you learn from playing RuneScape is that there's things you want, and you can think about them all you want, but until you actually start grinding for them, you're not going to have them. And I think that's really what it comes down to, is sort of saying, I'm going to work on this today, sort of creating a plan. I think I mentioned this one other time in a video I made, but basically, you make a plan for the day. You sort of take out a little journal, and you're basically going to say, today I'm going to achieve 1 level in this skill, whatever it might be. Maybe you can get more than a level in that day. It's just going to really depend on how much time you've got to play the game in that day. But ultimately, it's setting goals for yourself. And I think it's actually really rewarding to do it this way, because at the end of the day, you're going to have all these slashes through the things that you said you were going to do. And I think it just makes you feel a little bit more accomplished in the game, not even just seeing the skill itself get to the level that you wanted. I think it's got more to do with the fact that you set out to do something and you completed it. I know that I'm not sure how it sort of works but I know that in the military, I believe they make their bed before they start their day. And the reason for this that I sort of have gathered is that no matter what happens in the day, essentially when you come home, no matter what happened, you basically got, like, your bed's made and you're all good, right? You sort of go back to something that was accomplished. So it sort of does make you feel really good. And I think it's a good way to look at it. I think that every part of it is a progression, and then you sort of stem from that and leap into new different things that are going to make you feel accomplished, and you're just sort of building on your own self and your own goals. So I think it's really important. And now we are going to look at this glorious hillside. Just kidding. So we are going to keep moving and keep working towards everything that we need to work towards. I think this also is kind of nice because as we're doing things, we can sort of just run around sometimes and use that ability to sort of just blast trees. So many trees have been destroyed. It's crazy. You can actually see the vault now through the up in the hills there, which is actually quite nice. I did a really good job of getting rid of most of the logs on that mountain as well too, so it's quite nice. But we're going to woodcut a little bit more. We don't have our potion active, but that's because we're really not going to be focusing on woodcutting right now a whole bunch. I just sort of wanted to do this. I don't know why, but sometimes I can't explain why my brain does the things it does, and I don't really think I even need to. I think I just sort of let it go on autopilot, and I think that's also something that is really cool about this game. You don't necessarily have to have a set direct thing, right? I think as long as you're working towards the things that you want done and the progression that you're chasing, then I think it can work out in your best interest. So it's so interesting because there's all these goblins around that I could run around and chase and kill, but because the game doesn't really have a unique drop table, it's just not as enticing for me to sort of go and do that. So I don't really find the value in killing every single goblin I see versus maybe every cow that I see. I find a lot more value in actually killing all of them. But we're going to run by here really quick and grab this cabbage. I don't really need flax anymore, so that's why I don't really... my brain doesn't prioritize it anymore. But there's my army of mannequins, which I'm quite proud of. And I guess, I don't know, I think did this just regrow when I turned around? I'm not even sure. Maybe it was a different group of cabbage. So what the heck is going on? So we're going to go ahead and put all this stuff in these cooking stations and get a little bit of cooking XP as well in this video. I don't think we're going to have to really worry about being attacked because we were just recently attacked. So I hate to start mixing all this because, to be honest, it's a problem once you start mixing everything. We struggle with that greatly, and I don't really want to lean into that bad habit. So I'm going to try to get everything out of here that's not food, and then pull anything in here out that we can actually use to cook and get XP. Looks like we've got quite a bit of berries. I think I can use the bitter cap mushrooms. I try not to as much now because they're actually required for a potion that we're going to be using quite a bit. But there you see that. And we're going to go into our personal storage chest and grab out any logs that we actually got a little bit earlier. So we're going to fill this. This bottom one's full. It's really not that many logs. I mean, it looks like a lot, but considering I probably cut over 30,000 already in the game, it's not even that big of a deal, although it seems like it. And when I say that, I sound absolutely insane, but at the same time, it really just is what it is. It's not that much. It's not that big of a deal. So let's go ahead and see if we have any other food that we can sort of put inside these cooking stations so we can get started on working on cooking. We are going to make sure to grab a cooking potion, as this is going to be very important, so that way we can get the most XP while we're over here. There's some logs there that shouldn't be there, but obviously we're not perfect, and we don't intend to be. So we sort of messed up on that earlier. There's a little bit more bitter cap mushrooms, a bitter cup. But anyway, let's go ahead and pop a cooking potion. It's our last cooking potion. I think it's going to be really important to check the journal. I already forgot what I'm going to need. And it's going to be important because, so cabbage. So if I was just to have used all my cabbages, I wouldn't have any cooking potions. I don't really want to make that many, so we'll just go ahead and make 8. Leave them here. We've already activated the other cooking potion. And then I also took the walls away from here. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed. Maybe you're wondering why. I sort of wanted to have a more open look here. And also I did it because less resources, I think, my less time spawning into the game, right, or spawning into my base. So that's really why I decided to do that. And I think that it's tough. There's certain areas in the game that I can barely load into, but maybe with all the trees I've cut down, it might actually help a lot with that. So we're just going to have to wait and see how much of a difference it is. I know that in one of my other videos, I actually spawned in by the Titanic, and it took a significantly less amount of time. And I'm pretty sure that's because I've been cutting down all these trees, but I cannot be certain about that. But overall, we've made incredible progress, and we really couldn't be happier. We actually probably could take these walls down, but I really don't want to do that because I feel like ultimately it's not a good idea. But we can actually take this. We can get a little bit of artisan XP. You talk me into it. I guess I'll go ahead and go do that. So we are going to see how many more we got in here. We accidentally clicked the wrong thing. So there's quite a bit there. We have basically enough to fill up all of our kilns. We would make more kilns, so that way we could do this faster, but I feel like we're not really running out of ash planks, but we are starting to deplete our source. But that's okay, because I feel like it's going to put us at our target goal of 4 million artisan XP. It's so interesting to me, because some people like to use mods when they play this game, and I'm not in favor of that at all. I feel like the game isn't, like, why would you need mods? I'm not even sure what they quite would do, but I guess I imagine they might say something like, over this hill there is like a red berry bush or something like that. And I just don't see the significance in that. I think it sort of takes away from exploration in the game and sort of the feeling of adventure. If I sort of know where everything is in the game, I think it really takes a lot from it. And it just doesn't seem as exciting I don't know why that is. It could just be me. And if you guys want to use mods, that's completely fine. I'm not really like bashing on them. I'm just trying to say the reason that I don't use them is because I want to get a full experience out of the game and sort of just work my way towards all these different things. And I think that when you sort of start to take away from the base of the game and all it has in the way of uniqueness and adventure, I think it can be a little bit difficult. It's hard for me to see it that way. But like I said, you guys, if you've got them, that's great. I'm really excited that you're enjoying them and you're having fun playing the game. So, you know, your experience hopefully is a good one. But things you do while you're playing, you know, that's obviously got nothing to do with, you know, my experience. But obviously we're all connected when we play this game in some form or some shape, right? Because we're all trying to level up and just have a good time while we play, and we can share in each other's experiences. I think it's all great, but I'm trying to actually find my artisan potion, and I don't actually think I have any more right now, so I'm going to have to go to my journal once again and look what I need to make it. Red berries, and I think we saved 3, so we should be able to actually make a little bit still. There we go. To make an artisan potion, as we're going to need it. We've got stuff cooking right now. We've got stuff in the artisan. Let's see. I guess we could take some hides out since we're already doing a massive project with everything that we're working on. So I think it just sort of makes sense. Let's go ahead and throw some hides in and work on that a little bit as well. We already worked on this actually behind the scenes a little bit. So our artisan XP recently has gone up. Not a ridiculous amount, but we did work on it. And I don't know, it's all fun for me. I mean, this is exciting, really. I'm so excited for new stuff to come to the game, so that way I can completely engulf myself in the experience and playing the game. And like I said, it's quite exciting. I know a lot of people love this game so much, and we're all really excited to see what else the game is going to bring. And so I think we're just hopefully nighttime. Actually, nighttime's so far away right now. So I don't think that's going to be able to save us, but we can grab all this really quick. Hopefully it's quite a bit. 1,560 cooking XP. So it's not a ridiculous amount, but obviously it's all going to be working and helping us get towards our goal. Let's go ahead and go in here and see what food we can drop in here, because we're actually starting to fill up the other one, and that one's pretty full of food here too. So it's all just time and effort and energy and sticking to the course and sticking to what you want to do. So I don't know how much room I've even got in these chests over here, but we are going to check it out. I know we were supposed to be working on wood cutting, but I feel like behind the scenes we worked on that quite a bit. So this is actually kind of a nice break for us. Just trying to get away from wood cutting a little bit. So we got to go out and get a little bit more cooking resources. And all these things just sort of stack up and they lead to the same thing. So let's go ahead and put these in here, grab a little bit more. Everything's going to finish cooking out there. And we've got the hides we can pick up. So we're getting lots of XP. But I really don't know what else to say right now. We're just sort of having fun with the game. And we appreciate you guys for watching our content and sort of following our adventure through RuneScape Dragonwilds. And hopefully as more content comes to the game, we can make more videos and provide content and how-to videos to potentially help you guys. Maybe you're having trouble navigating in the game a little bit, and hopefully there's some different things that maybe I'm not sure, right? If they increase the skill level, and then potentially some people aren't prepared for that, which I'm pretty sure most people are going to be prepared for it, but in the event that they're not, I think that it's sort of going to be like, hopefully I can offer some assistance with questions and different things like that, with different things in a game that you haven't really been able to experience because potentially maybe an area was a little too difficult or something like that. And I can sort of provide a little bit of insight of strategies and different things like that that can actually help you progress further or faster, or just, you know, a little bit of tutorials and help you guys try to experience the game in a little bit easier way. But we're just sort of waiting for this food to continue here, and I'm not sure how many more are in there. So we got a little bit more cooking XP, nothing too exciting, and looks like most of them are done. So it's just going to be a couple left, the ones with the little sparkles inside of them. But I don't really want to sit here like this. It's quite frustrating. I really wish it was more close to nighttime, as that would actually be more beneficial because of time. But we accidentally took... We're going to put these in here. So I don't want to sit around here right now and do nothing. I think that's a complete waste of time. So while this is actually doing this, I think we're going to take out some arrows and we're going to go kill some sheep and ram. Unfortunately, we're going to be using our bow. And the real problem with that... Please do not attack me. Do not come after me. But yeah, so the real problem with using the bow right now is we don't really essentially benefit from it. Other than the fact that we're going to be killing stuff and getting the resources, we're not getting XP when we use the bow to do stuff. And that's why I'm so excited for range to come to the game, because it's so cool. I think it gives you a completely different mobility. Like, I can sort of hide here. I think it just adds a completely different element to the game. And we're quite excited about it. But aside from the fact that we made such a ridiculous amount of arrows too, so I think we're going to be really prepared when the game gives us range and it comes out on September 9th. And that was horrible. We got hit there. We got to be careful. Oh my gosh, I died. That was terrible. I mean, all that talk of being able to hide and maneuver, and then I'm dead. It's okay. It doesn't matter. I noticed that more frequently I die, and that sort of just happens in a game. It seems like the more time I spend in these more difficult areas, I bring myself to be in that position a lot more. But I guess we could actually... We don't have a rune crafting potion with us, so it's sort of a waste of XP right here that would be extra. But let's go ahead and bust all these open. So that way, at least we could say we worked on rune crafting a little bit in this episode as well. So let's go ahead and get this thing. But now we've got to kill it all over again. We're running out of energy as well, like strength. We actually have to go to sleep. So we actually, we need it to be nighttime. So hopefully that comes rather soon. But it looks like we're still quite a ways away. But we can kill a bunch of sheep and ram to keep us busy until then. Then we're going to collect everything that came out of our kilns. And I think that will pretty much be the entire episode at that point, because we'll have spent so much time waiting for nightfall to come. Gotta be careful. That cave is dangerous. I try not to spend too much time there. It's horrible. And sometimes the guy with the shield's over there. And that's not good either. Let's see. I think my energy is also responding a little bit slower as well, because my character has not slept. So, slept either way. So we are going to try to find a little bit more of the sheep and ram. And we've sort of got our favorite areas to look for them, and they respond quite frequently. There we go. See, we've got them right now. I just wish I was getting XP from killing all this stuff. That's why magic's really the way to go. But I do enjoy doing it at range. It's just a lot less beneficial, because you're not really getting anything else except the resources, which we really don't even need the resources, to be completely honest. So I think it's interesting. But we can go ahead and kill this really quick. That's going to give us quite a bit of magic XP. Actually, we're going to run, because that thing's going to kill us. If maybe we can do it from here, I'm not quite sure. I might still be in his line of sight. Hopefully we can get him without dying. I think we just might have sort of knocked him off his equilibrium, or whatever you might want to call it. Distracted him, whatnot. And then his sheep decided, I think I'm going to come back this way. And that was a mistake for him. As now, okay, so I'm stuck here, where I've got my Golden Gate Bridge. I've got my Titanic. Let's see how long it takes to be able to move. I mean, sometimes it seemed like it could take about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So hopefully, because we've been eliminating all those trees in the game, maybe it could stretch out this way and make it a little bit faster. It doesn't seem to have made a difference. But maybe once I clear out the trees in this area, it could. But more so down that way. There's not really any trees up here to clear. So just stuck, waiting, sitting around for all that stuff to load in, which is actually just ridiculous. But it's almost time anyway, probably to go back and get all the stuff, or nighttime's coming soon as well, so we could just, go ahead and go to sleep and everything will be done. We'll get the XP and then do an XP update for the day. Just a crazy load-in time, honestly. But it's actually still shorter than it used to be, which is just absolutely wild when you really think about it. But let's go ahead and go this way. And just investing time and committing to what you're trying to do. This is a great place to get dwellberries, that's for sure. Which is going to be good for cooking XP. It's not a crazy amount while you're actually picking it, but at least it gives you something, I suppose. I missed the sheep, but I got him on the second try. Okay, so out there we've got more. It's quite exciting when I see all these sheep and ram walking in the valley, in the fields. I think it's really cool and just sort of nostalgic in a sense, and it's just neat. I enjoy it a lot. So let's go this way. And then we're going to go kill those. It is getting close to the dark though, so we'll be able to go to sleep, sort of get our XP, and then do our update and send you guys on your way. If you guys have made it this far though, it's a little tough, and I understand a lot of people don't watch through a whole video. I don't really mind. I actually just appreciate being able to do this at all, and being in a position where I can play this game and enjoy it, and then share our experience with you guys. So it doesn't necessarily bother me if you guys don't watch through the whole thing. Any support is appreciated ultimately. So we've got this ram, and he's incredibly powerful, and he's angry that I was going to hurt the sheep. So we just got to get this guy, and it's almost nighttime, so that's good. So that way we can go to sleep and then sort of get the XP update that we want to get before we log off for the day. But we're going to run back this way. Energy is just the thing that we need more of right now. It's because we're obviously our character hasn't slept, so we don't get as big of an energy bar. It is nighttime, so now we can go ahead and go to sleep. I think it'll let me, and then let's go ahead and go in here and drop all this stuff in. And I don't want to get the potions confused, as that is the beginning of the end for us, because we have to try harder to be a little bit more organized. So I think one potion should do it. It should be enough time. So let's go ahead and pick all this up. There's actually quite a bit of food out there too, so I'll probably have to use a cooking potion as well before we do our final XP update of the video. But I don't even have enough room out here in chests, so I think what we're going to have to do is make more chests, which just means more work later, for sure. I think I got some logs right here, so we're going to build some more chests. And then we're going to pick all this up and put it in here. There we go. So let's just pick up all this charcoal, and then we can get to our XP update here quickly, shortly. We've got all these hides as well we don't really want. It looks like they're not even actually quite done making all the charcoal. I'm not sure. Oh, that's right, because we haven't actually went to sleep. So we're just sort of picking up whatever was done while we were gone. So let's go ahead and get to sleep really quick, and then we'll start doing this. I sort of forgot to do that. It's pretty big, important, and it's actually too early to sleep. So let's just go back up here really quick and then gather a little bit more, and then we can actually do that part. So drop these in here. I got to start getting this charcoal situation under control, because there's actually so many now. It's at the point where it's out of control. It's going to take so long to transport all that into my resource warehouse. So we're not really necessarily looking forward to the transportation of that. It's always such a time-consuming thing. I can't even imagine how many charcoal are sitting underneath this thing right now. Let's go take a look, because I actually can't access a part under here that's got so much. Let's take a look. There's just giant mounds of it. And you can see here, I really can't get close enough, even if I crouch. There's no way. Let me see if I go over here, if it'll let me go under. So it's sort of blocking me right here. I'm not able to access it. But you can see there's a lot of charcoal down there that I can't seem to get. Maybe if I took out the staircase, but then I won't be able to get back out because I've got no way to jump. I'll have too much weight. I could always put a storage chest down there, but let's not get too crazy with it. I think that's a little bit ridiculous. So Let's just do this. Grab all this and then put it in here. Run around, grab some more XP. And then it's unfortunate. It is dark, so let's just go to sleep and then come back up and grab it because we're going to be forever doing this. Here we go. We're so close. So close for sure. So let's see. Let's pop our last addition potion. I don't think I have any more. We're going to have to make more of those for next time. Going to grab all this really quick. Then grab our food that's sitting over there. Pop a cooking potion, of course, first. Because otherwise we're going to lose a lot of XP. And let's go ahead and put all this inside a chest. I've got to fix that because I need to be able to access the charcoal that's on the ground. So we'll have to figure out something. Let's use our cooking potion. Let's go pick up whatever things that were on the ground that we didn't get from before. Not tons, 160 cooking XP. It's sort of disgusting. But it just sort of is what it is as well. So let's go ahead and do this. Go over here and do this. Okay, so now we're going to do our XP update for the day. I am going to jump on the roof just so nothing bothers us while we're doing this. But look at the mountains. Look at all the clearing that we've done. It's actually quite crazy. We've got so much more work to do with wood cutting, but we're actually really looking forward to it. So attack. We really didn't work on it, but it's 274,000 XP. Wood cutting, 873,972 XP. Absolutely crazy. Couldn't be more happy. Construction, 2,004,000. Rune crafting, 481,782. Magic, 59,208. So close to 60,000. Mining, 4,051,000. Artisan, 3.8 million. Crazy. And cooking, 186,000. So we're making progress. We're working our way to accomplishing what we want to, and it's obviously a slow progression, as many of you know who are investing large amounts of time in RuneScape Dragonwilds. So, again, thanks for watching, and until next time, Legion Uda out.